Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. I've come on today to share with you another gift bag that I've made. Now this bag has gone through 3 stages before I got it to what I wanted it to be. But this is the bag. I bought these keyring hoop rings, but they were a little bit small for what I wanted them for. Didn't really check the size properly, so I thought I'd use them. They're 1/2 inch, so the 15mm hoop rings. So yeah, that is the bag. So it attaches by them, and then I've put some ribbon at the top. Inside I wanted a shape that went up this way, so it is kind of like slanted on one side. So in here I thought it'd be nice for Mother's Day, birthday, anything really. You open this up and then you've got a gift card, and here you could stamp a message. You could stamp here and write your little message there. I've just put a little gift card in my husband sent to me. So that is that. And then you just feed it back round. And I've just attached that with brads. Magnets will work, so if you don't want this closure, magnets will work. But inside is quite a size. It's 3 inches by 6, so it's 3 inches wide by 6, and that is the full rectangle. And when you get in there, it is the full rectangle. I've put some extra card in to strengthen it. It goes up here, so it's 3 inches there, and as it goes up it's 2 inches at the top. But I have put some card in, you can hear that, and it's obviously got 4 layers on. You'll see how. But originally it started life like this. That's just glued. This was just the shape I wanted. Handle was never going to be like that. And then I did this one. So this is that one. And although I liked it, it's still a bit flimsy there. So that's why we've put the extra strip. And I wasn't quite happy with this. I used Velcro and it ripped it. So don't, you could use Velcro, but I don't really want Velcro. And then I added some corners on it as well. So that is the bag. I'll just move that to one side. So I have put my strap on the wrong way round, because on one side you'll see the join and on the other side you won't. Just make sure you're aware that it's the right way. I can take this off later and redo it. And that's one of those flowers that I used, that I made a couple of videos back. So this is all the pieces that you're going to need. Now there's quite a lot of pieces, so I will talk you through it. You're going to need 2 12 by 12 pieces of cardstock, and then 2 strips. Now I've used a border punch, and I've already just gone ahead and punched my border. You don't have to punch a border if you don't want to, but these are just to strengthen it, and they're 8 1/4. They was by 1 inch, but you can do yours whatever size you like. Then I've got 4 feet. These are going to be the corners. I'll show you how I put that together. It's just a 2-inch circle punch, and you just score across the punch. That's if you want feet. Again, you don't have to have them. I've cut out 2 of these, and I used my Stampin' Up! 3/4 inch punch, and I've just cut 4 of them. The back one's white because it's a thicker card, and I've just layered them up, and that's what's going to attach the brads. We've got some twine. I've got a purple, a blue and white stripe, and then a silver one. Not decided which one I want. There's my flower. Put them in these nice little bags. And there's the back. So they're really flat on the back to stick a dimensional or whatever you need. You need some rings. Jump rings will work. These are just key ring rings, really nice and thin. That's how it's going to go together. I've already done that one. Then you're going to need 4 strips. 3 4, yeah, 4 strips, so don't need that one. And they're going to measure 3 inches by 3/8, so 3/8 of an inch that way by 3 inches that way. And you're going to score them at 3/4 of an inch and 2 inch, and all you're going to do is just fold it back and then that way, and that's going to attach your 2 rings. And then for the pocket, Move them to one side. Oh, you want 2 brads if you're using brads. I've got some white ones. For the pocket, you need a piece that measures 6 7/8 by 4 1/2. And on the long side, you want to score at 2 7/8, 5 7/8. And that's going to be the pocket. Now the mats for the pocket, you want mats for the inside. This is going to be the one that I put my gift card in, so I've just made that one slightly smaller. They need to measure 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, and that'll go in the middle. And then the next one that I've done measures 2 inches by 4 inches, and we're going to punch a hole there. And then for the front one, which is this piece, you need a mat that measures 4 1/4 by 2 1/2, and that will sit there. And then you need another piece which is 4 inches by 2 3/8, and that is going to go on there. All this paper is from a coordinating pad. If you're interested in what pad it is, it's a Craft Sensations pad, and it's this one. I picked this up from the range in the UK. So let's move all this to one side. That's all the measurements out of the way. So what you're going to do, and you need to do it on both pieces, okay? So you need your scoreboard. I was just going to say, how funny is that? I haven't even got it out. So you need your scoreboard, and if you're using directional paper like I am, strange, but we're going to start on the side. I'm just going to have a quick drink. So you're going to start at the end that's going to be the bottom of your bag, and you want to score that at 3 inches. And then what we're going to do is turn it. If I turn it this way, you might see the score better. Let's start again. Bottom of your bag at this end, score at 3 inches. Turn it, and you want to score at 3 inches only down to that score line, and at 9 inches only down to the score line. So if I turn it over, you might, there we go, you can see that. So there's your first score, and then you're just scoring down to that line, okay? Then at the top, you want to put it back in. So this is now your bag facing up, the bottom is here. So you want to put it in and make a notch at 2 inches, just a notch, and at 10 inches, okay? And that's it. Do that to both pieces. And then what you need to do is we are going to fold and burnish the bottom, and then we're just going to cut up. If it's tricky to see, just get on your score and bend it a little bit, okay? So now I can see that score mark, and you just want to cut straight up to that first score line. This will just help when you do the next score. So, and up this side as well, up to the first score line. Okay, so you've got that. So then what you need to do is where we put in the score mark at 2 inches, you want to, if I bring this under so that you can see, okay, so from the edge, using the finer tip of your tool, up to the 2 inch mark, which is there, you want to make a score line, like so. And then you're going to repeat that on the other side. So from this corner, up to that score, to the 2 inch score, you just want to score that really nice and well. So if I turn that over, you can't really see it actually. You might, there, did you see that? There's the line. It's a bit tricky because we're using paper that's got a really busy pattern on it. So if you just then fold that and then score. Okay. Then again, just finding that crease and fold and score that down. Okay. So then you've got this shape. So they will come in and fold up like that, and sometimes you always get this bit of an overhang. So what I am going to do, oops, is just take off notching at the corners, and then this corner as well. And then just repeat that on this one. Like that. So now when you put it in, you make it up like a box, and that's what we're going to do. So do that twice. Here's my second piece, and what they will do is they will lock in to each other like this is what they'll do. Okay, so that's what you're going to have. Okay, but before we do that, I want to keep the two flaps up and push all four of the smaller ones in first, then that down and that one up, and then just stand it up. And what happens is you get that little overhang. Can you see? So all you do with that is you just take a pencil, she says, mark across and cut it off. So I'm just going to put that all back together so that we can do that on the other side. Make sure it's really pressed down there when you do it. Make sure everything's in so that you are taking off the right amount. Okay, so draw your line and then we can cut that off. So you can, I don't know if you can see it, there is my pencil mark, and you're just going to take it off. Just take your time when you do it. And then again on this side. And there's my pencil mark, and then just off to that corner. So it's just like notching it really. So let's just see if that now is better. So now when you put the sides up, oops, you'll see that it will line up nice and straight. Okay, so what we're going to do is glue all down here and all down there. You could use tape if you want to. See if I can just take the camera out, that's it. So just making sure that you've got a nice amount on the sides. Oops, I'll sit down actually. So you do need to be pretty quick before it dries all back up again. So making sure you cover right up to the edges, because you don't want any of the edges to stick out. Okay. There we go. So what we're going to do is put this piece in and fold up the two sides and then lift it up and just stand it up and just be quick about it because you don't. And then just push your bottom pieces down. So inside you'll see that you cannot see them tabs because they're all under the back. Alright, so you can then bring out the tabs and just give a bit more glue on them, just in case it's dried off a bit, like mine has. And just really put some more on there. And then just fold them up. Bring it down and then you can put your hand in and just smooth that out. And then you can just glue up this back flap. So am I a bit far away again? There we go. So that's that bit. So this is really the bag made now. Make sure you do get right to that edge. Okay, and then just bring that up. And then you can stand it back up and put your hand in. So I'm really actually debating which one I want for Mother's Day now. Oh dear. So where you've got your edges, that's going to be the back. So this is going to be the front. And we're going to fit our corners onto here, like so. You do need, I probably should have put my hot glue gun on actually. Just a minute and I'll, oh, you didn't even see that. So they're going to attach onto the end of there. Sorry about that. Like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick them on, come back and we'll do the last one together. So I've done the front two, they're on. You do need a little bit of pressure. If you just do this on the sides, hold it like that, because they are going to take a minute depending on how strong your glue is. So that's going to be the front of the bag. And then where we've folded them up, there'll be a seam, which you can see. The seam is there anyway. You want that to go towards the back, like that. So put a generous amount of glue in the middle and then down the three sides and then right up to the edge. And around that circle piece there. So again, just find the back, make sure it goes towards the back and just put that on. Again, you can just push your finger in there like that and really hold that on. Okay, so the third one, I'm just going to quickly show you how I did it. So, oh, here we go. I've just fetched in my little scoreboard because it's easier. I used Stampin' Up! The 2-inch circle punch and punched out the circle. So then line it up. Well, I lined mine. You just put your circle in at first and you score there down at 1 inch and then turn it so that the original line you did will line up with the 1 inch on the side of your board and then just score again. Then fold it and all you're going to do is cut up one of the circles and then glue them together, and that's what's going to form your corner. So just apply some glue on the back and then just bring them up together. And you could do it, you know, a smaller circle. You don't have to have them as the 2-inch ones. Smaller ones will work fine. Just hold it a little bit. And then bring back in your bag. Again, and make sure that seam edge is to the back when we put that on. So a generous amount in the middle. You could use hot glue. Mine's just heating up now. And then all around the edges. So seam at the back. And then just add that onto your corner. Bring your hand back in again, just to give it some support. And then just press around. And then there you go. So there's our little corners. I think that already makes a big difference. Then with the strips, I'm just going to have mine just across the top like that. So all you're going to do again is take your glue and just run that all across your strip. If you do decide to have a go at making these and you want to share them, I do have a Facebook group, Crafting with Danielle Rose. I'll leave the link in the description bar, and you can go on over there and share your makes as well. Anything, you don't just have to share what I've done, it's for any paper crafting, any crafting really. Right, so then this piece is just enough to go across the top of the bag. So I'm just going to tack that on, and then you want to just press that on. You could turn it over, bring your bone folder in and just press that on. So I'm just going to leave that one, leave it to dry a little bit before I cut it, and we'll just do that. So I'll do that and then I'll come back. So I've done that, I'm just leaving it to dry, and I've folded and burnished my score lines. You are going to take the circle punch in a minute. So these are just going to layer up in the middle. So this one, I just found the centre, so it's 4 inches, so this centre's going to be 2. So I've just put a little pencil mark there, and then I'm just going to line my punch up just so that pencil mark looks roughly in the centre. And then we're just going to move it over slightly and then just punch it just to make a little notch. And then what you're going to do, as I'm sure you've guessed, is just go around the edges with your glue. Around all 3 edges, don't do the top. Okay, and then just layer that up just to give yourself that nice little border. And then while that piece dries, we'll just layer these ones up as well. So that's going to sit over the top of that one. Make sure if you've got directional paper that you've got it the right way up when you stick it down. Okay. So that one's going to go inside there. I haven't done a piece for the inside flap. I'd actually forgotten about that, so we'll get that done in a sec. Okay, so we'll stick this one in the middle. Again, leaving a nice border. And then you want to turn it, oh, You want to turn it that way so that you know that's the front, and line this one up on the front. You don't need to stick anything on the back because that's going to stick to the bag. So that's going to be the inside, and that's going to fold up. I am going to cut a piece for that because I feel like it's not really thick. So I've already got, I'm sure I've got a piece wide enough there. So that is wide enough. Right, I'm just going to pause it and come back. Okay, so I'm back. So I've cut myself 2 pieces, and you want a piece that is going to measure 4 1/4 by 7/8 of an inch, and then you want a piece that measures 4 1/8 by 3/4 of an inch, and all you're going to do is layer them up on top of each other. Okay. I spent all day yesterday trying to work all this out. With this, like, about 4 attempts at it. It's all the working out that takes so long when you're making or designing something. I've seen a lot of ladies using the metal elements on the handles of their bags, and I just thought it looked really nice. Mixed Up Craft does some really nice bags with the metal pieces, which I'm sure you all know who she is. And it was a good way to get rid of these little hoops that I wasn't going to use. So that's how our card now. So that looks really nice. I like that. Okay, I'm not going to put anything here because the inside of the card is white, so I could just write my little note there. So we'll bring back the bag, and we are just going to, if you can see how these overhang there, we're just going to cut them off. I'm going to try and cut them off. Never seems to go right when you're on film. So I'll just chop these down, and then same again on this side. And where's that last one? There. Okay. So where's the front? That is the front of the bag. It's looking really nice. This card is going to sit on there, and I really like it. So you need a foam mat or something to protect your surface underneath, and I'm going to measure and just put my lid on my glue first before we do that. So I'm going to measure across the flap. If I was a bit more organised. So I'm going to measure across the top of the flap, and it's 4 1/4, so it needs to be 2 1/8 mark. So just pop a pencil mark. I just want that to come down a little bit more. Let's take my button. Probably could have done with that being a bit smaller, but it's fine. Just sits inside this. I'm okay with that. I'm going to take a pokey tool and poke in my hole, and then what I'm going to do is measure across this as well, which mine is 1 1/4 inches, so I'm going to put a mark in at 3/8 of an inch, and that's not really quite the centre, so let's go again. And then I'm going to put a hole in there and just wiggle that. So you can see there that you've got your hole. And I'm going to push my brad and make the hole a little bit wider first. And then push my brad through it. and then it'll look like that. So then we're going to push it through this one. So it sits there like that. And then do want to open that up. Okay. So there's the first one. So I'm just going to repeat the same. So roughly see where you want it to be. And I want mine to be about there. So I'm just going to mark across again at 2 1/8. So then taking your poker tool again, I'm just going to put that hole in and then measure across here at 3/8. Hold it to see if it looks centre, and it does, it's fine. Probably isn't. And just make that circle a bit bigger. Take the next brad, push it through, and then through the card as well. So I am going to put a piece on here because I did forget that obviously you're going to see these. So all you want is a piece that measures 4 3/8 that way by 3/4 of an inch that way, and then your next piece needs to measure 4 3/8 of an inch by 2 7/8 of an inch for this piece, but I think I'll just put them on at the end. So then to close that up, you just need to take your twine and hook that around there, and then what I'm going to do is tie that into a knot, she says. Tie that into a knot under there, and another one as well. Okay, just to secure it so when you're wrapping it and things like that, it's not going to come off. So cut that, and then that should just poke under there, and then you can close it up, pull it nice and taut, and then just go up and around a few times. So then I did put a little knot in the end just to stop it. Let's put that back around there. Just to stop it from fraying, because it does have glitter in it. So I don't want that to come off. So there's our little pocket. And we are going to stick that on the front of the bag. So again, taking some glue, really make sure you get up to the edge, all the way around. And then if you pop that on where you want it to go, so I'm going to say about there, you can bring your hand in, just press it, and then if you just undo it, you can open it up and then just press it in. Just helps to really get them edges down. Like that, and your gift card will fit in. You just might need to just lift it up a little bit and just run your bone folder underneath like that, just to give it a little bit of a lip. So that should be nicely stuck down, and there's that bit. So once you put your mats on, you know, you'll cover that up and for that one. And then now we're on to the handle. So I hope you've stuck with me. I know it's a bit long. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this. So you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rings and 4 pieces of your card. So with the longer piece at the bottom and the shorter piece at the top, make sure you're keeping them all the right way around. You just want to put your ring on, place some glue on, and then just fold that over. Yeah. Don't press too far down here on the first one because that's the one that's going to connect to your bag. So then placing your second loop on, you're going to glue that and then just glue over the top. So pull that one over the top and pull your ring up. And then just give it a squeeze. So that's what you're going to end up with. That's what it'll look like. Okay? So then you just want to keep on taking your pieces. So longer bit at the bottom, make sure you're doing it the right way round as well, because I've done that. Glue the bottom piece, fold that up, press it, take your next ring, place that over the top, and then glue, and then fold that one over and just pull your ring up and squeeze. So you're just going to continue to do that until you've done all 4 of your pieces. So I'll pause the video because I know it's long and I'll come back. Okay, so I've done that. Next what you need to do is just measure across the top. Like I said, it's 2 inches. So you just want to pop a hole in at 1 inch. Put a pencil mark in. Take your hole punch and then just punch a hole. And then turn it over. I haven't really gone very far down from the top either, just a little ways. I'll tell you what I've done in a minute. So measure across the top at 2 inches, mark your hole, take your punch, probably about 1/4 of an inch actually I've done. So then next you want to take your eyelets, just put your eyelet in there, take your punch, and then you can set that. Okay, and then turn it round, put your next eyelet in, and then just set that one as well. Alright, so that's the eyelets in. Make sure we've got the front of the bag. Now this is the bit where I always thread it in the wrong way. So you've got your 2 straps like this. They do move, but that's fine. You can just thingy them up when you're done. So all you want to do is make sure this piece moves quite freely around, and then that's going to be the front. So you want your strap to go on like that. I'm going to pause this and then come back because it does take me a while. Right, I'm back, and that did not take very long at all actually. So there's the straps. They're on the bag. You could keep going and just do your whole bag with the straps like that. But I am going to add ribbon to mine. So I've just got some white organza ribbon. Don't need a great deal. And then you just want to feed it through one side. And then just tie a knot. That's all I did, was just a knot onto the loop. Like so. And then just double knot it just for security, and then feed it through the other side. And make sure you're feeding it through the right way. And then just decide how long you want your handle to be. So probably going to say about there. So I'm going to then tie that into a knot again. And this is it really, your bag is finished. So then I'm just going to cut this side down. And then, if I've got a lighter, just to seal the edges, because it does fray. There we go. And that, smooth everything out of the way. And that is your bag. Let's see if it can come out a bit. So there we go. There's the one that we've just done. If you do want to put an extra piece in there, you're going to want to piece up measures 5 7/8 by 2 7/8 and just slot it inside and glue it. That's what I did with the other one. But I really love the handles of this bag. I really do. I think it's really quirky. It's a lovely Mother's Day gift or whatever you like. That's the piece where I lined it. But it is a strong bottom anyway. You can hear it. So they're the bags. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you will give it a go. And see you. Oh! I'm saying see you again next time. I did forget. You could do this after, but I'm just going to do it quickly now because I set my glue gun up. I'm just going to add my little flower that we made on the other video, and I'm just going to stick that there. Now we're done. So there you go. If you like the video, leave me a comment, like, subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. See you again next time. Bye.